So, Bob the Barbarian, Fiona the Fighter, and Rachel the Rogue, they were all standing outside of Wally's house, wondering what was so important that he had asked them to come over and wait outside for him this morning. They were curious because they had adventured with their friend for a while, and Wally was a great wizard. He had uh, he had mastered being able to cast first and second level spells, and now he had been studying, and there was something he was super excited to show them. And then the mage hand opened the door, pushed it open, and Wally strode out, not in his customary robes, but wearing leather armor, and saying, "Guys, now I'm going to be harder to hit." This is what happens if your wizard takes the lightly armored feat. Hey, everybody, welcome. It is Skills on Sunday. I am DM Gallibond, and we are going to get started on this show. All right, it's Sunday, September 6th, and as the cold open indicated, we are going to talk about lightly armored today. And this is exactly what you would do if you are playing a wizard and you want to turn your wizard character into something like a sword mage, or a fighting, somebody who is able to go into melee. This would be kind of the first step in that. Now, in 5th edition, it's a little harder than it was in some other editions, because in 5th edition, you actually have to multi-class to pick up some other things. But 5th edition has a feat called Lightly Armored, and it is the only feat in the game that allows you to acquire the skill to use a class of armor. There is a medium armor master and a heavy armor master, but both of those already require that you have proficiency to use medium armor or heavy armor. Lightly armored actually gives you the proficiency to use light armor. So the other benefit that you gain from it is you increase your strength or your dexterity score by 1 to a maximum of 20. And we're going to see how this differs a little bit in some of the other editions of the game as we look at it. So if we go to 3rd edition, which is where these feats begin to come in. Now armor proficiency, light armor. You are proficient with light armor. Benefit: there's no prerequisites, you notice. When you wear a type of armor with which you're proficient, armor check penalty applies only to balance, blah, 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 blah. Normal character who's applies its armor check penalty on attack rolls and all strength base. All characters except wizards, sorcerers, and monks automatically have armor proficiency as a bonus feat. They need not select it. And the reason that wizards, sorcerers, and monks need to take it is so that they can avoid the armor check penalty for casting spells. That normally they would be hindered by doing that. Now, in 3rd edition, you'll see that there's an armor proficiency medium, and that the prerequisite is that you have armor proficiency of light. So you can, in 3rd edition, you can start your wizard with no armor proficiency. You can take the light armor proficiency, and then later on you can take the medium armor proficiency, and then later on you can take the heavy armor proficiency. And you can eventually get your wizard so that they can cast all their spells and do everything in plate mail, because they have the heavy armor proficiency. But in 5th edition, armor proficiency is tied to your class. So you have to have a class that gives you the proficiency in order to then be able to take the medium armor master or the heavy armor master. And so you might uh, you might take a level of cleric or take a level of fighter in order to get the medium or the heavy armor, um, if you're a wizard, so that you can get that you can get those extra proficiencies there. Now, 4th edition, they do it a little bit differently. They actually have armor proficiency for each type of armor. And so Wally the Wizard, if he wants to become a plate mail wearing spellcaster, he would have to start by taking the armor proficiency leather. Then he would have to make sure that he has his strength and his con to at least 13. And then at some later point, he could take armor proficiency hide. Then at some point, if he has the strength and con 13, well, actually, I guess if he has the leather, he could jump straight to chainmail. Strength and 13, training there. Then once he takes the chainmail, he still has that strength and con of 13. He can take armor proficiency of scale mail. Then he has to make sure that he bumps his strength and his con up to at least 15. And at that point, he can take armor proficiency plate mail. And because he requires training with scale armor. So that is the way you build up in 4th edition. Armor type by armor type. 5th edition, no such luck, because unless they are putting out, unless they will put out more feats in the future. I have the D&D Beyond, and I have all the resources that have been published so far. There is nothing about that grants you proficiency with medium armor or proficiency with heavy armor. The only thing that grants you that is the class that you have. So that's where I'm saying that in 5th edition, you have to multi-class into some class that gives you that. Now, if you somehow know a loophole in 5th edition that would allow you to get proficiency with medium or heavy armor without multi-classing, if you're a wizard, that would be a great thing to put in the comments down below, because I certainly don't write all the rules. I just read them. And so there may be something that I've missed. Maybe there's something in a Sage Advice or something like that, where they talk about it. Frankly, it's never come up in any of the games that I run, so I haven't really thought about it that much. It was only when I was looking at the differences between the different editions of the game that I realized, hey, 5e is a little bit different in that you cannot scale up as a class like a sorcerer or a wizard, where you don't start off with any armor. You can't scale up to eventually medium and heavy armor without multi-classing. All right, everyone, that is going to do it for our discussion of the lightly armored feat. I have been DM Gallibond. If you like what we're doing here on this channel, please subscribe. Please like the video. Please share the video. Please click the post notification bell so that you get notified every time a new video drops on the channel. With that, I am going to bid you adieu. Everybody take care and have a wonderful evening. Good night.